Hello, it's Hank. I just received a question from Courage is All We Need on Tumblr, and I figured that I would just answer it here on Hank's channel. Hopefully Courage is All You Need subscribes to Hank's channel. The question is, sort of a depressing one, do you think that animals commit suicide, or at least attempt suicide? Now, there are a couple of questions in this question. One is, do I think that animals have a concept of mortality and their own existence, and whether that existence can end and be ended? And the answer to that question is a matter of tremendous debate. And, per animal, it's clear that dogs, for example, do not have that. But chimpanzees seem to, and dolphins and other cetaceans also seem to. Elephants, it's also possible that they do, and some birds, and even maybe squids. So it's weird. That's a lot of different non-related species of animal. And so, but my opinion in that case is basically yes. I think that they do have the concept of mortality, that they have an existence that lasts a certain amount of time and then they die. And without that, though, I don't think that you can say that an animal can commit suicide, because if you don't have a concept of mortality, even if you appear to be committing suicide, probably what you're doing is not suicide, it's just an emotional response to a stimulus. And that's a sort of whole different thing, which I'm more likely to call dying of emotion. And that totally happens. Mother animals, when their children die, will refuse to abandon their dead children, and as a result they will be left behind by their herd, or they will just refuse to eat. Same thing happens to animals who are in enclosures. They become very depressed, they stop eating, sometimes they abuse themselves, they slam themselves against their enclosures until they hurt themselves badly. And so, yeah, that is a clear example of an animal that would appear to be killing themselves, but is not necessarily what we would think of as suicide, because this is a terrible, terribly depressing topic. But I think it's important to talk about things like this, because you can study an animal population ecologically, you can study individual animals biologically, but psychology is a huge part of how humans operate, and we have only just begun to study animals psychologically, and I think it's important to do that, because I think it gives us a better understanding of our place in the world, and of the relationship that we sort of have with the rest of the biosphere. And so there's this sort of weird concept of humanity, and can humanity expand beyond humans? And I think we have shown that it can. It's just that we haven't done a particularly good job of it. So that's a very interesting, somewhat depressing question that I wanted to answer. Thank you to Courage is All We Need.